Thanks for giving me a ride home.
No worries. Calling it a day.
I like when you give me a ride home because I'll just like hang out like in your office before we leave, and then I get to like play with that prayer wheel spinner thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Do I know what you're talking about? You come in and spin it like 5 times a day.
Yeah.
What?
Is it like prayer overload? Like, am I just like saying, and is that being greedy?
To get more prayers?
Yeah.
No, it's like, I think it's meant to be. It's like a little blessing wheel, and I think you can spin it as many times as you feel moved to spin it. Because then, well, if you get more than one, then you could, if it's the same, then it reinforces that initial blessing, right?
Yeah. Before we got in the car, I got 2 joys and 1 luck.
Oh, it's like going to the casino or something. It's like the slot machine.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
And
Wait, 2 joys and 1 luck?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I know. I just like realized that I might be interpreting it differently. I sort of assumed that like when it falls on a particular thing, like health or love or success or whatever, that means like I'm getting it, versus just like I'm getting a prayer for it. But that's really interesting because like in my personal prayer practice, I use like affirmative prayer.
Yeah.
So like my prayers are thank yous for, you know, whatever it is, acknowledging that it's already done. It's already done for me.
Gratitude, prayers of gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know if that's how other people use that thing, but I'm like, thank you for so much joy.
So you spin it, and when it comes up, like
Yeah.
health or joy or success, then you reflect back on what is manifest in your life that reflects that and offer gratitude for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't spin it, so I don't know what. I mean, I don't spin it as often as you do, but.
It just hangs out on your desk for me.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's interesting. I thought about it. Well, that's perfectly legit prayer, right?
Yeah.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
But it could also be like what you could spin it and think about. That's your intention moving forward, or maybe it's something that might be made manifest
Right.
in your life.
So like using it as a way to like focus your like attention.
Yeah.
Or
maybe.
just saying like be mindful of how joy manifests in your life.
Right. Or looking forward. Maybe it's a message you needed to hear. Maybe you need to focus on joy a little more, or health or success. I don't know. I mean, I think both are different, but perfectly legitimate forms of prayer. Because prayer, and the way I see prayer in general is sort of setting an intention. And sometimes it's gratitude, sometimes it's a petition, a request, sometimes it's just awe and taking it all in. Sometimes it needs to be a reminder for ourselves.
Yeah.
But
I think I'm trying to remember, this is like real secondhand information here. I think I read it in a book, and then somebody else I know mentioned it from this other author. Maybe you know it. They're saying there's like 3 types of prayer. Like
help, thanks, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's Annie Lamott. She wrote that book. She wrote a book like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's great.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that's like encapsulates 3 types of prayer that we that we express.
Yeah. And what you were saying about like, I don't know, petitions, like really like the help part of it. Like I have learned like this is what works for me. Even in those situations, when I pray about it, I say as if it's already happened. Like knowing that I will receive the support, saying like, just like affirming, like, I live in an abundant universe. I am so grateful to be surrounded by people who love and support me.
Yeah.
I am able to do, you know, X, Y, and Z. And just like framing it that way keeps me in this space of like, it's just like affirming the truth, you know? But I don't know. I think it's interesting because I've been in different, I've been to like different religious services, and I always think it's the thing I recognize the most is how people pray.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's the ritual around it, but like, what is the meaning behind their words? How are they using their words to convey this particular message?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, is it a beseeching prayer? Like, are we saying, like, I don't know. Am I making sense?
Yeah, because I think prayer is highly individualized, even though we're
Yeah.
coming, oftentimes we pray in communal context.
Yeah.
But there's this individual element to it. And even if we're saying the same words,
Mm-hmm.
it's like we're all connecting to them differently.
Yeah.
And I like the balance between sort of written and inherited prayer and the prayers we make ourselves, so we can set that.
Inherited prayer. That's a beautiful, like, way of saying that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think sometimes people get stuck with liturgy. It's like, well, this is liturgy. It doesn't mean anything to me. But
Right.
the fact that we're all saying it, I find a lot of power in that. But people will connect to it differently, just like text or other sacred texts or things will connect to it differently. And at the same time, having room for individual prayer. Because I think that, I love how you're saying prayer sets the intention for gratitude as well. And I also think that prayer sets an intention for what we can make manifest in this world. Like we always, like at least in traditional Jewish prayer, we say God is X or God is Y. And I think about, well, how could we be X? And we be Y?
Yeah, so using it as a way to like visioning through prayer.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. How can you embody the traits that you associate with God?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Which is like counting the Omer is about that too, right?
Yeah, think about different qualities. Well, and all of it is. I mean, we always talk about being created in the image of God as we teach. And so what does that mean?
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. Good stuff, bad stuff, all of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to me about this.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Like, do that spinner more often.
I know. 2 joys and a luck.
Go buy your Powerball.
I know. Thanks for the ride.
No worries. See you tomorrow.
Bye.